Hi, it's Lindsay. Welcome back to The Wandering Reader. Today I'm going to be doing a review of Do Not Say We Have Nothing by Madeleine Thien. This is the sixth and final book that I've read in the Bailey's Prize Shortlist for 2017 and I quite liked it. This tells the story of a family who are originally from China but who moved to Vancouver in Canada. At the beginning of the novel, the main character, Marie, tells you that her father left her twice. Once to go to Hong Kong and twice when he committed suicide. And it's not a spoiler because it tells you that in the opening paragraph. And then it tells you that they're going to get a house guest from China and her name is Ai Ming. And when Ai Ming arrives, stories start to be told and you start to see why Ai Ming has come over to Canada, why she left China, what happened to her in China, and sort of the backdrop of both of their families in generations past. This book has an awful lot to do with music. So Sparrow, one of the main characters and indeed Ai Ming's father, is a composer and some of the other characters are involved in the Shanghai Conservatory. So it is very much to do with music, the power of music and how music can affect you in your life. But it's also about the Cultural Revolution in China, and it's about Mao's rule of China and the different things that happened during that time. And I think that's probably one of the things that I liked about it the most. It meant that I could learn so much about this particular period in China. You kind of, me certainly, I kind of hear these names floated around but don't know an awful lot about what was happening at the time. So you hear Chairman Mao's name around quite a lot, but I didn't really know about what his rule was like and what it was like for people during his rule. It was absolutely heartbreaking at times, looking at what some of these characters went through, how their lives were stripped back during this regime, how they lost so much and how they managed to cope with that. And the other thing that I really liked about the novel was the structure of it. So each chapter, at the beginning you get a little snippet from Marie's life, so what's happening at that particular point, what she's thinking about, that sort of thing. And then sort of a few pages into the chapter you get a break and we go back to look at the story of the past generation. And then in the middle of the book, the chapter numbers start going backwards again, which I found quite interesting. I still don't really know why that is. The only thing that I can think is maybe that there's like a countdown to the climax of the novel, and that slowly the characters are losing more and more of their identity and their lives. Yeah, if you have any thoughts, if you've read this and you have any thoughts on that, I'd love to know what your opinion was on why that was done. Like I said, I learnt an awful lot while reading this. I tend to really like novels that are set in China and Japan and sort of Asia, and this was no exception. I thought the writing was really beautiful. I liked the way the stories weaved together. There was a real, at times there was almost sort of like a magic realism sort of twist to it, with something called the Book of Records. And the Book of Records is a story that has been copied out by hand by various members of Marie's family, but the story is never finished, and they don't know how to finish it, and then it's sort of left in various places in China as a way of tracing family members and things like that. And so that kind of really had almost like a magic realism twist to it for me, which I quite liked. I ended up giving this book 4 stars. I quite liked it. It didn't take me that long to get through, I think a week or something like that, and it's definitely one that I would recommend. So there you go guys, that was my review of Do Not Say We Have Nothing by Madeleine Thien. I'd love to have a chat with you in the comments below. Have you read this? What did you think of it? Thanks very much for watching and I will see you in my next video. Bye.